Who would have believed that Afghanistan could beat defending champions England? But they did, and how? In one of the biggest World Cup upsets, Afghanistan beat England by 69 runs in Delhi. While this has upset England's campaign already, the win of such magnitude for Afghanistan would actually inspire kids to take up the sport from that region. We'll review the match at length on Off the Pitch with Ankit on India.com. And joining me on this session for that is Biswajit Jha, who's an ex-sports editor and an author. We have Akshans joining us for the very first time. We have Kaushik and we have Ashutosh. So without wasting any time, I'll start off with Biswajit over here. Biswajit, what a win! Who would have believed that Afghanistan could actually upset England, the defending champions, that too in a small ground like Delhi? How did this miracle happen, Biswajit? Did you watch the match?
Yeah, I watched the match. It was waiting to happen actually, the way Afghanistan was playing. And they have quality spinners in their team. Mujeeb Rahman, Rashid Khan, Nabi, and they have a very good team, though they are not that experienced, but their team is very good. I think they are better than Bangladesh and other two minnows like Netherlands, and I think what they did and how what they did and the way they started yesterday. They took the game away from England in the very first 10 overs, and then in the middle they faltered a bit, but in the end also they batted really well to post a challenging total of 284. And Indian subcontinent wickets, when you have posted total, you never know that if you have a good spinners in your team, you can upset an opposition. And I think that England also they are making the same mistakes of not having very good spinners in their team. They are only also playing with Rashid Khan, and I think they are also believing in part-time. Though Livingstone bowled really well yesterday, but I think that their bowlers, especially like the swing bowlers like Sam Curran and all, they are proving ineffective in Indian pitches. So I think that they deserve this Afghanistan team. They deserve to win, and the way they played yesterday, I think it was awesome.
Well deserved, without a doubt, Biswajit. But what you're trying to say that Afghanistan spinners wreaked havoc. But Akshansh, I want to find out 284. You may be having the best spinner in your side, but you're playing the English side on a small ground. 284 can be defendable. This is unbelievable. I'm sure you watched the match yesterday, Akshansh. Did you? And what do you have to make of it, Akshansh?
Sure, Ankit. I think playing baseball in each and every match does not help. They were not able to read the conditions as they were supposed to. And I saw a tweet or whatever they say on X from Sachin Tendulkar as well, wherein he said that the English batsman should have read their spin from the arm rather than reading it from the pitch. So I guess that is where they messed up big time. 6 wickets to the spinners, absolute stellar show, and they fell like a pack of cards yesterday.
It was actually hard to believe what was actually being witnessed, what was happening on the ground. Kaushik, what do you think was the turning point? One, getting to 284 is not a winning score on a Delhi strip. We all know that. Then what was the turning point according to you? What changed the game on its head? Purely the spinners?
See,
Yes, Kaushik.
obviously the spinners played a big role in yes, the spinners played a big role in Afghanistan's wins yesterday. But what I think is that the start that Afghanistan got, I mean, 100 run opening partnership, that really took the game away from England. What I believe, because the way Ramanullah Gurbaz was batting, the way Ibrahim Zadran was batting, I mean, it was one of the best I mean opening partnership I have seen in this World Cup. And to add more to that, the inclusion of Ikram, the wicketkeeper in the middle order, that strengthened Afghanistan's batting. I mean, there was a time when I was thinking that England could, Afghanistan could go above 300, because on this Delhi wicket we have seen 400 was being scored, 300 was being scored twice, if I'm not wrong, before yesterday's match. So I think apart from the spinners, I mean, Afghanistan's opening partnership and Ikram's country 50 in the middle order, that really helped Afghanistan. And I also believe that somewhere England are missing Moeen Ali in the middle order. I mean, yes, you can have part-time spinners like Liam Livingstone. You can have Joe Root bowling you 5 to 6 overs, but they are not your specialist spinners like Adil Rashid. Adil Rashid bowled yesterday phenomenally, but I think England are missing another specialist spinner you see like the way Australia come up with just one specialist spinner in Adam Zampa, and that is creating a lot of problems for Australia. So I think the
Kaushik,
same
my
problem
Kaushik,
is with
Kaushik,
England
Kaushik,
too.
Kaushik, 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 Kaushik. My understanding is spinners. Okay, spinners are wreaking havoc this World Cup, but Delhi yesterday's pitch was not offering a lot of spin. Do you feel it was it was the poor shots that were played by the English batters that led to their downfall? Because I feel the ball wasn't spinning a lot
Yes,
yesterday on the Delhi strip.
Ankit, it was typically
yes,
the English arrogance which cost them the match.
The
They
baseball arrogance, right?
the personal arrogance. They shouldn't have conceded 280 plus, and then they screwed up big time in assessing. They were probably
But
trying to improve
Akshansh,
their net run
Akshansh,
rate.
Akshansh, Akshansh, 284 is not a big score on that Delhi wicket. It is not
It
a
is
big
not
score
a
because
big score,
these are small
they
grounds.
didn't. But when you are playing against Minnows, 284 is something that is not expected out of England when they have. So there's this meme that's going around on Instagram wherein people are asking Chat GPT that give me a team with 11 batsmen and 8 bowlers, and England comes up. So when you have 8 bowling options in your team, you're
Yeah.
not going to see 284. And then probably while batting as well, they're trying to improve their net run rate rather than on focusing the first objective, which is to win the game.
That is a very good point that you have raised, Akshansh, over here. I'd like to come straight to Ashutosh over here. He's been hearing all of us speak over here. Ashutosh, आपको क्या लगता है गेम कहाँ पर रुख बदला? मैच टर्निंग पॉइंट क्या था मैच का? आपके आपके हिसाब से आशुतोष?
आई थिंक वो बटलर का और लिविंगस्टोन का विकेट, जिस तरीके से बटलर आउट है वहां पे, जैसे बटलर का एक्चुअल में बटलर का रोल ही वही है कि अगर आपका टॉप ऑर्डर ट्रम्बल कर रहा है तो आप आके इनिंग को बिल्डअप करोगे, आप रुकोगे, बट बल्कि वो आप वहां पे उनके साथ हैरी ब्रूक्स अच्छा खेल रहे थे, बट बटलर जिस तरीके से आउट हुए वो बहुत डिसअपॉइंटिंग था। इसके अलावा लिविंगस्टोन, राशिद खान को ऐसा लग रहा था वो पढ़ ही नहीं पा रहे, जिस तरीके से स्विप करने की कोशिश की एलबीडब्ल्यू हुए, तो कहीं ना कहीं वो दो मेजर विकेट जो वहां पे उनके, उसके बाद वो क्रम्बलिंग उनकी पूरी तरीके से शुरू हो गई और फिर वो लास्ट तक वही आके अफगानिस्तान ने पूरा मैच डोमिनेट किया। और ऑफकोर्स कौशिक ने जो बात कही कि गुरबाज ने जिस तरीके से ओपनिंग स्टैंड दिया था बांग्लादेश को, सॉरी अफगानिस्तान को, वो काफी ज्यादा वैल्यूएबल था, बिकॉज जिस तरीके का स्टार्ट आपको चाहिए, आपको अगर शुरुआत में मिल जाता है तो आपको मिडिल ओवर्स में उसका फायदा होता है। तो मुझे लगता है वो बटलर और लिविंगस्टोन का विकेट एक्चुअल में मेजर रोल प्ले कर रहा है। और एक चीज और मैं क्वेश्चन रेज करना चाहूंगा इंग्लैंड की टीम को लेकर, जो मिस कर रही है वो 2019 से और इस वर्ल्ड कप में, वो लियाम प्लंकेट का रोल है, जो मिडिल ओवर्स में आके फास्ट बॉलर होके भी विकेट हासिल कर रहे थे। और अब देखिए अगर वो मिडिल ओवर्स में उन्हें विकेट ही मिले, आदिल रशीद से आप 4 या 5 विकेट की उम्मीद कर रहे हो, वैसा पॉसिबल नहीं है ना, सपोर्टिव रोल होगा ना कोई। वो प्लंकेट बहुत अच्छे से प्ले कर रहे थे तब, और वो जो की है जो इंग्लैंड मिस कर रहा है अभी, वो यही है सबसे बड़ी। अंकित यू आर।
I don't think it's Liam Plunkett, Biswajit. I feel they are, as Kaushik pointed out, I feel they are missing a specialist spinner, somebody who could, put the screws on the opposition in the middle order overs. I think that is what England is missing. A Moeen Ali, maybe. What do you think, Biswajit?
No, no, no. Ashutosh is raising the same point actually. Basically, you have to restrict the opposition in the middle overs, and you have to take wickets also. Otherwise, you will have problem in
Let's
your
forget about restricting. See, let's forget about restricting the opposition. Let's assume, not assume. I mean, England scored 284. Forget about what happened till then. After that, what happened? Let's focus on that, Biswajit over here. England lost the game after that. Not before that.
they
284. This English side is used to making 400 plus scores. Getting my
Yeah, yeah,
point, Biswajit?
the way they batted actually, the way Akshan's pointed out, na, the way they batted, the way with the arrogance they batted, and they had no sheet anchor actually. They needed a sheet anchor who could like around whom those Root used to play this kind of sheet anchor role. So they all came and tried to hit. They didn't didn't see, didn't analyze the situation, like and they kept hitting and kept getting out. So this is a simple thing. They didn't have a plan when they were batting. They came and they tried to hit it. So
There
and
was
they
nobody to
lost the
enter
wicket.
the evening.
Yeah, sheet anchor role. They
Yeah,
needed someone to, yes, they needed someone to play the sheet anchor role around whom the hitters can hit, but they didn't have anyone. They didn't have any plan. They thought that they would hit out the opposition like India, what India did against Pakistan or India did against Afghanistan also. Afghanistan also posted a like reasonably good total against India, 263, I think. So, but India, like the way India chased down those innings, actually, England thought that we will do the same thing. But the thing is that they are not capable of picking up those Rashid and picking up Mujibur Rahman. That brought their downfall. The way Indian batters did and the way Indian batters play spin bowlers compared to England, England is like they were not good against spinners. Like it is obvious. So I think that the way they played the spinners actually they brought their downfall.
Is it Biswajit fair to say that it is purely arrogance that led to the downfall of England yesterday? Only and only arrogance. The baseball
No, no,
arrogance,
not
as they are
purely
popularly
arrogance.
calling it.
There must be, yeah, the technical shortcomings are also there. Not arrogance cannot like make you
One of the technical shortcomings, what I understand, is a lack of a specialist spinner who could, stifle the opposition in the middle overs.
yeah,
Is
yeah.
that what you want to say?
Yeah, yeah, that is sure. That this World Cup will be won by that team which has like good spin attack. And I think apart from India, nobody has good spinning attack.
Yeah, even
I think
Afghanistan have a very good spin
yeah, but
battery.
Afghanistan can't win World Cup. They can upset some oppositions. Right now, they don't have that kind of team. They don't have that kind of belief. Actually, they have a good team, mind you, and they can upset oppositions like in the tournament. They can beat some good teams. They have this firepower. I think they are better than Bangladesh here.
Absolutely better than Bangladesh, without a doubt. With the kind of performance they came up with yesterday, easily better than Bangladesh. Akshansh, a win of such nature, a country that is country that is rattled by terrorism, a earthquake that recently took place. What does a win of such magnitude do to an entire nation? Bring joy. What else? It inspires. Akshansh, what do you have to say?
it does inspire a lot of players to take up the sport, and then probably with the conditions improving, with political stability now coming up to the fore in Afghanistan, we'll see more and more cricket happening in that part of the region. But then, yeah, you probably, as everybody's terming this out to be an upset. It's an upset for sure. It's a fluke. It only works once in a while. Afghanistan still has a long way to go when it comes to Test cricket, when it comes to ODI cricket. They're probably a better team when it comes to T20. But then, yeah, baby steps in the right direction, probably.
Right, baby steps in the right direction. I think we already have Dhriti joining us over here. She's trying to connect with us, Dhriti. She was there. She was anchoring yesterday, and she was watching the match, covering the match at length. She would also be in a very good position to give us all the updates, what exactly transpired yesterday. Okay, we finally have Dhriti joining us over here. Good
Hi
morning and
everyone.
welcome, Dhriti. Good morning
Thank
and
you.
welcome, Dhriti.
Thank
So
you.
Dhriti, surely nobody would have believed that the 11 Afghanistani players could actually pull off a win of such magnitude. You see,
Of
they
course,
defeated the
yes.
defending champions, and that was massive, right, Dhriti?
Of
So
course, yeah.
what? I'm sure you watched the match. What exactly, according to you, led to that? And who was the one who impressed you the most? It could be a batter, it could be a bowler, anybody.
See, first of all, I believe that collectively their performance was something that was unbelievable for a country who are not having too much resources. They don't have that much support. They don't have their own cricket stadium. With that, no support with the government, and they are outshining in the World Cup. That's massive. And talking about the bowling attack, of course, the bowling attack was terrific. अगर आप मुजीब उर रहमान की बात करोगे, तो of course he just surprised everyone. But अफगानिस्तान की bowling attack की पहले भी हम बात करते थे. But when it comes to the batting lineup, I think it was Gurbaz who was you know बिल्कुल चौंका दिया हर एक इंसान को। गुरबाज ने अपनी बैटिंग स्किल्स से इम्प्रेस किया होगा। नो मैटर अभी पॉइंट्स टेबल पे यू आर ऑलरेडी इन 6th पोजीशन, बट परफॉर्मेंस जो उन्होंने दी है कमेंडेबल।
They have surely derailed England's campaign over here. And what I understand is, ये गेम तो इंग्लैंड पकड़ के चल रहा था कि भाई अफगानिस्तान, बांग्लादेश, श्रीलंका, ये तीन हम वैसे ही जीत रहे हैं. Now
True.
what happens is, now that they have lost this game against Afghanistan, all the calculations will change. They have thrown the cat amongst the pigeons over here, and things have gone haywire. And it's beautiful, because or else the World Cup was actually traversing on predicted lines. Nothing unusual was happening. But this win by Afghanistan has
No,
now,
here,
cautioned.
if
Yeah.
you're talking about something unusual, I never expected Australia to be the bottom. I mean, Australia is not in the bottom three, but they're actually in the bottom. Before World Cup, I thought so. India and Australia played this 3-match ODI series right before the
Bilateral, yeah.
ODI World Cup. First 2 matches India won, but I was hoping कि नहीं पूरा squad नहीं है अभी ऑस्ट्रेलिया का, so maybe they'll come back stronger. फिर third match में it was full fledged Australian squad. They beat India. I was like, fine, they are World Cup ready. But now, after their performance, I was considering them into the semi-finals. But I don't think qualify kar payenge. Do you think, Ankit, are they going to qualify? I
You're
don't
talking,
think we're going to see them in
you're
the
talking about
semi-finals.
England. You're talking about England.
Australia, we are talking about, how
Australia
diverse.
qualifying for the semi-final, no? Australia
Australia, they are
qualifying
a
for the
champion
semi-final.
side. Australia, Biswajit, I think everybody over here will agree with me. Australia, they are a champion side, and for a reason. So somehow these Australian guys, they'll pull up their socks and they'll find a way to beat all the rest of the
Ankit, if
teams
you're
and
showing
somehow
that
make
But
it
much
to
it
the
looks
confidence,
it
semi-finals.
looks
let me
difficult. Ankit,
remind
it
you.
looks difficult right now. What Dhiti is saying that
Exactly, yes.
Australia will
देखो, I
find
think,
it
I
very
think, I
difficult
think,
this
I
year.
think, I think, I think Akshansh will agree with me over here. Akshansh, देखो, 10 टीम है अक्षांश. सबको पता है 3-4 टीम फालतू के टीम्स है, ठीक है. 5 से 6 टीम्स है, तो 2 टीम को बाहर जाना पड़ेगा और 4 सेमीफाइनलिस्ट हमारे पास तैयार है. अक्षांश, अकॉर्डिंग टू यू, who are your 4 semi-finalists on, let's say, on October 16th? Yeah, on October 16th, 11:30. Who are your 4 semi-finalists, Akshansh?
India, New Zealand, Pakistan, South Africa.
I think with Pakistan, things are a little tricky. South Africa, yeah, more or
Still
less.
very early in the tournament to say anything. Australia,
Yeah,
England,
yeah.
all of these have been champions of ICC tournaments. They, I'm sure, will be very resilient, and they suddenly get very competitive in the mid stages of the tournament. History speaks from
Exactly.
themselves. If you'll see the '92 World Cup, Australia had bounced back from similar stages. So you never know. Never say never.
Okay, somebody has got all his history and
Yeah,
facts
yeah.
all ready,
Actually,
back of his
actually, look,
mind.
India, and South Africa are looking as the best teams, two best teams right now. But it's too early. It's the first phase basically. So in the middle, what will happen? But I think England will fight back. But I don't have hope in Australia. New Zealand will definitely play
Biswajit,
well.
never, never, never,
No,
Biswajit,
no.
never, ever count out
विश्वजीत सर,
Australia. They
रन
are,
Yeah,
रन
they
they
are,
रेट
are
की
they
they
वजह
are
are,
से भी
like
इंग्लैंड को
they are
बहुत
like
नुकसान होगा ना.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया वर्ल्ड कप रॉयल्टी 5 बार जीते
no,
हैं.
no, no, no,
They
no.
are वर्ल्ड कप
Ankit,
रॉयल्टी.
but you never know.
I'll go with
फेल तो करना ही है लाइफ
Vishwajit
में.
sir,
बड़ा जो
comment.
चैंपियन है वो भी फेल करता है. और वो
Biswajit,
जर्मनी है.
Biswajit, Dhiti is
Ankit,
siding up with
one
you.
thing, yeah, I think that's one of the rare side when our opinions actually match someday. But Australia, Ankit, Australia, if you're really hoping Australia semi-finals तक पहुंचेगी, they have played 2 matches and अभी तक एक भी point नहीं है. They are with the 0 winning score. Or do you really think Australia is going to make it this time? Because I lost hope.
See, I will never count out Australia, Dhriti. Knowing Australia, being Australia, I mean, they are fighters. They'll fight till the end. And then you never know, they might peak at the right time,
You're
make it to
saying it
the semi-finals,
emotionally.
and
देखो
then
अंकित प्रॉब्लम ये
why
नहीं
will
है
I
जो
be
और
emotional with Australia? Biswajit, why will I be
नहीं नहीं
emotional with Australia? Dhriti
नो
is
नो
saying, I'm
प्रॉब्लम ये
getting
नहीं है जो
emotional
वो
with
खराब
Australia.
खेल रहा है.
मैं
प्रॉब्लम है
ऑस्ट्रेलिया
टीम
में
खराब
किसी
है.
को नहीं जानता हूँ. टीम खराब है. टीम खराब तो नहीं बोल
यस
सकते, but it's not up to the mark.
मतलब
Let's put it
हाँ,
that
not
way.
up to the mark, not up to the level, and it is not suitable for this subcontinent wickets also. So they have a problem. They have a problem in their team. देखो, एक अच्छा टीम 2 मैच खराब खेल सकता है, बट एक टीम ही खराब हो, टीम सिलेक्शन ही रॉन्ग हो, फिर इट लुक्स डिफिकल्ट.
Right, right.
I
Kaushik,
agree
who would?
with
Yeah, yeah.
Biswa on this. Probably Australia is taking too much time to get used to the conditions. It's almost 40-45 degrees out there, and they
But that should not be the case, Akshans. That should not be the case, Akshans, because these guys, they were here in India a week before the World Cup started, and they played 3 matches with India as well. So they should be well acclimatized with the conditions here. So ये तो बहुत ही बकवास reason है, right? What do you have to say about that, Akshans?
no, probably the team wasn't able to adapt well in those 3 matches as well, which was pretty evident in their performances. And then some of the key players not playing this tournament, be it Nathan Lyon, although he's more than keen to come back to the team. But yeah, as Biswa said, the team is not up to the mark probably, and they won the tournament 5 out of 12 times, so that's almost a 50% success rate. You never know how they bounce back.
That's why it's
Although
fair
it's
to say, yeah, exactly, Akshans.
great for
नहीं
them
नहीं, मैं
because
वही बोल रहा हूँ, इंग्लैंड इंग्लैंड के साथ वो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. इंग्लैंड टीम ठीक है, मतलब मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ चैंपियन टीम है, ठीक है. ये ऐसा एक अपसेट हो ही सकता है हर वर्ल्ड कप में. 2003 एक अपसेट होगा ही. वो अपसेट डजंट मीन दैट वो दैट टीम वोंट बी एबल टू मेक इट टू द सेमीफाइनल. अपसेट हो सकता है क्रिकेट में, और ये अपसेट होता है उसलिए हम लोग
But
देखते हैं. नहीं तो कोई
Siddharth,
साउथ अफ्रीका, सॉरी, इंग्लैंड
don't
इंग्लैंड
you
और
really think it's a
अफगानिस्तान के
big
मैच
one,
देखेगा ही नहीं ना, कोई जाएगा ही नहीं.
Mr.
That is the beauty of sports, because
Don't you think it's a big one? Matlab, if you're talking about Australians'
This is like the
performance,
this
if
is
you
like the
saw it
daddy of
yesterday,
upset.
this is like
yeah, yeah.
India, Netherlands beat India in the World Cup match, and
And
it's England
that's
we're
why
talking
people,
about.
that's why people watch matches. That's why people go to the ground to see this upset. नहीं तो कोई जाएगा ही नहीं ना. अफगानिस्तान मैच तो मतलब हो रहा है, इंग्लैंड जीतेगा ही. That is the beauty of sports. That's why we go, and that's why you
And it
watch the
was,
match. That's
and it was so heartwarming to see the Indian fans supporting the Afghanistan team, waving their flag and all of
And
that.
of course,
It
it's a
was
very emotional moment for Afghanistan
yeah,
as
yeah.
well. I mean, recently they hit this massive 6.2 magnitude of
the
earthquake.
earthquake. Yeah, we spoke
Yeah,
about
the
that.
earthquake, and
So this will bring back
post
the
that,
smiles in a way. This will
yeah,
bring
that's
back the
what Rashid
smiles in a
Khan
way.
said during his press conference, right?
And it is these wins which inspire an entire nation to take up to the sport. Now they have heroes whom they look up to, the youngsters growing up. Kaushik, who would be your 4 semi-finalists? And let's get done with this a little quickly. Kaushik, I think Kaushik is having some network issues. Let's come straight to Ashutosh. Ashutosh, आपके 4 semi-finalist कौन होंगे?
इंडिया, साउथ अफ्रीका, न्यूजीलैंड और ऑस्ट्रेलिया. मुझे अभी भी लगता है ऑस्ट्रेलिया फोर्थ स्टेज पे क्वालिफाई करेगी, बिकॉज इंग्लैंड का जो रन रेट का इशू पड़ेगा अभी वो उनके लिए दिक्कत करेगा, जिस तरीके से अफगानिस्तान ने उन्हें बीट किया है. तो बेसिक मुझे अभी भी लग रहा है फोर्थ पे ऑस्ट्रेलिया, बाकी चार तीन जो मैंने बताई, न्यूजीलैंड, इंडिया और साउथ अफ्रीका.
Kaushik, I think we've lost connection with him. It's also time to wrap up. So, guys, yes, we got a fair idea as to, who could be the 4 semi-finalists and how big this win for Afghanistan could prove for their cricket in the future. And obviously, things have gone all right for England now in this ongoing World Cup. Thank you so much for joining me on Off the Pitch with Ankit on India.com. Stay tuned with this website for all the latest across sports. Of course, our special focus will be the World Cup. Thank you so much.
Thank you.